for an iconic start.
Let me give you a wee for the audio.
Oh yeah. So,
well, let me talk you through where we used to come down. So we would have gotten the bus in from the 172 bus in from out the north coast direction out towards Ballintoy, and me and my wee brother Ewan would have come in. This would have been literally the most exciting 2 minutes of every weekend. Would be skating from the bus stop up there, coming down here. Had to pick my board up at every curb because I wasn't able to ollie up them. I was very nervous. There's a lot of cool people around, so I had to keep my strict credibility up. Come down here, and it's just hard to imagine. Okay, yeah. So we would skate down here, where often the absolutely legendary Stuart Anderson would come down, and he would come down to the top of the wee hip at the Ampy. He used to always be able to, like, every time knock out was it like a 360 nollie shove it?
yeah.
Or a big spin maybe?
Like a late shove it.
Man, every time down here, we'd kind of skate down, and just in the far corner there would be a congregation of all the squad from back in the day, and everybody would kind of congregate in the corner. We'd skate down nervously to begin with, so we hadn't quite amalgamated into the squad maybe at that time.
I think your brother's kickflip maybe.
I'm gonna break his legs or something when I get home.
Go ahead.
Do it again!
Go ahead.
It's not even funny anymore.
So anyway, this is the top of the... I mean, this is somewhat like it was. We, thanks to Slaney's endeavours, he made these ledges skatable. I mean, I don't know how you did that. That took a lot of man hours, 10 years of wax. But eventually you could like legitimately brilliant slides, really good grinds as well. And that's where I kind of learnt how to crooked grind, was on these ledges, which was really good because you kind of had to pop out. There was no end to it.
Yeah.
And so I think I had better crooked grinds because of that.
Let's get some presto.
So yeah, you had a 3-set here, which is called the Trilogy, which I seriously injured my left hip on, and it's never been the same since. Trying to do a 180 indie down it. It's also the set of stairs that I used to always do. I think everybody had a trick like this. It was the trick that you never actually landed, but looked really good trying. So I used to always try and do a backside heel flip down there, and it always looked class, but I'd never landed it.
I'm the baddest motherfucker from here to Badley Castle. Check it out the M because they call me the old school rascal. Turn around while I wanna pop my tricks. Hold on, I need to take another helium hit.
Word.
Word.
Right here, there was like a throughway into like a series of manual pads, the fountain, the sundial, and at the corner here, I don't know who started skating that too. It might have been like Trev Curry, or maybe it was you. I'm not sure, but there was the corner.
Yeah, the flower bed wall.
Yeah, the flower bed wall, and I remember eventually being able to board slide that, and it was the best feeling because it felt so high. It was like. Anytime you saw anyone having a session at that back in the day. So there's actually a really epic shot you shot down here of like all the lads gearing up to skate the wee wall there and the sun behind them. And I remember Dan having really awesome pink hair at the time. But yeah, this is actually leading up to a trick I got in one of your videos, a board slide. But it's not the best one I did because I actually did one behind the bin round the corner there.
That's right.
Which I found old camera footage of, but it's pitch black so you can't really see it. But yeah, right here I remember having to like scoop away the dirt. Nice and all like, but they're going away. So it would free up to be able to get a board slide right along here. And I remember Shamey being here from Belfast. And we were like really, you and me and Ewan, actually all the lads, it was like right in the middle, it was a War Against Tourism. And we were really like shooting for a video. It was such a good time. Felt like we were really on a mission. And I remember you really pushing me to do this. I've one big regret about that trick. Landed the board slide, landed out, even got a wee crouch in maybe, style it out. And then I did the push afterwards. I never liked the push.
Yeah, but that's because you hit the drain. There was a drain like right here and your back wheel hit the drain.
Yeah,
so that's what threw you, but...
It would have been cooler. I always think the push makes it look like maybe you went to do the rest of a run and then didn't get that, so you've just cut it short.
Yeah.
But other than that, I was very, very pleased.
See, that's so... I like it when you see that going, oh, they just kept going.
They just kept going.
They didn't get the next trick, but they kept going.
This is the beautiful thing about skaters and skateboarding, isn't it? Everybody's got their own thing they find nice in it. It's like paintings.
Yeah,
I didn't even know it was here. Was this the sundial would have been right there?
Yeah, so sundial was there, and then that went into the street.
Yeah.
We're gonna try a wall ride on the ship map.
I think right here was probably the sundial, which I was never really able to skate. I could never do the double ollie quick enough. Don't know, not many people skate these steps. Really cool thing was that we knew most of the people worked in here, and in Barry's in fact. They were all skateboarders, so there was always banging tunes all day coming from there, drinking 2 litres of Dr. Pepper. But yeah, we're coming up to the big boy steps. I don't think I've ever been here while somebody's been trying to put anything down on these steps, the Kiddieland steps. But I actually feel like there was more steps within the older version. But there's Stuart Anderson's amazing on his lunch break caveman board slide.
Scary.
Yeah, so these were two separate. So actually, in this little area here was where we would have all socialised and hung out, and kind of hid from all the tourists and all the people who really didn't want us to be here, I guess. But right beside there, right in front of Barry's, was the Barry's set. And I think at this side there was maybe 3 or 4, and it went right down to 8 or 9 on this side. But yeah, I tried them a few times myself. I was rubbish at skating, like jumping down big things. But yeah, I was in person, witnessed some of the most amazing sessions going down here, and some very hectic sort of fails, I guess.
Wow, it's lovely.
While we're walking past this, actually, you know, at times there'd maybe be like 15, 20, 30 people all watching. Lots of confused tourists. You know, you'd have the skaters in Barry's, like, kind of with their head out. This weird, like, interaction between, you know, tourists, skateboarders, all kind of in this same little space. But yeah, it was like, always felt like there was a war going down with us, and it was like, you know, these huge moments. And it was funny, if somebody landed a trick, you know, it was like changed the atmosphere for us for the rest of the day. The rest of the weekend, you'd just be buzzing, watching back the footage, you know, heading down to, you know, out to the Atlantic that night, and it would be, you know, everyone would be talking about whatever had happened. So good, such good vibes.